Hey, what's going on YouTube? This your boy Jamar84 here again. Now I'm gonna warn y'all now. There's gonna be a lot of cussing in this video because this episode was full of shit and tomfoolery. Okay, let's go. Let's get started. So this show opens up with Jocelyn or Jocelyn, whatever you want to call her, and Stevie J in the bed. I guess previously the night before, they just got through fucking. Okay, they just got through making the beast with two backs. And Jocelyn, for the umpteenth time, is just like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I can't, try to be in this relationship, if that's what you want to call it. I can't do this no more. And I need to be focused on my career. Like, this is putting me in a negative space. Baby mama drama, dealing with you, saying that you're going to do things and things aren't coming to fruition. I'm done. And Stevie J is like, with all them, I can't stand Stevie J in the faces. She's saying all this stuff to him. And she's like, everything will come back to the gatekeeper. Like, what the fuck are you doing with your dad? I honestly think that Stevie J has like some sort of muscle twitch problem going on. Like, he's crazy in his face because his face just really be having a mind of its own. Like, when he be talking, his lips just be going all kinds of which ways, and he just has no control over that shit. So Scrappy comes over to Erica's house, and they sit down and have a chat about how each other's mother is basically kind of crossing the boundary. And, basically Erica's like, I've had a conversation with your mom already, okay? I've had a conversation with your mom already, and I feel like, I know she's thick-headed, she's very ignorant, and just, her skull is thick as fuck. So I think you should, have a conversation with my mom. You guys should get to know each other better the way that you are, and, etc., etc. And basically, in so many words, Scrappy was like, cool, you're right. I can do that for you. Let's go. So now we're introduced to this new dynamic of the show, these new characters, okay? This DJ Tracy Steele, as she's called. And her thing is, okay, she's a DJ, and she was in a relationship with this guy named Drew, okay? Apparently, Drew was Chris Brown's DJ, probably still is currently, I'm not really sure, nor do I give a fuck. But they have a son that's Drew Jr., okay? Son just as cute as can be. But, so they're having a conversation, and Drew's basically trying to push this the hey movement shit, saying these hoes are always hoes or something. These hoes, especially, I don't know I forget what the damn acronym stands for. Somebody put it in the comments. But, what? Like, really, what the fuck who wants to be called a Thaha or Thay instead of, I'd rather you call, no, I ain't gonna be called either one. But if you're gonna call me something like that, just stick with groupie. Because whatever the fuck this movement is that he's trying to go forth with ain't gonna happen. I'm just not buying that shit. And the whole time that he's trying to talk about, this groupie thing, Tracy's cutting him off like, yeah, you could, they could be in your apartment, they can be in your hotel room. Like, she's just throwing all this shade, like, bitch, you cheated, and he has to deal. That's the one bad word, and the worst things about being a baby mama is that you have to deal with this dude who probably cheated on you, and you really can't completely get rid of him because you don't want to exclude the father out of your child's life, but at the same time, the father ain't shit. But hey, this is, these are the consequences of having sex, you guys. Y'all use young ladies out there, be careful who you let fuck you, because this is what somebody told me, like, even though I'm not, a female, they said, like, when you have sex with somebody, you have to almost ask yourself, especially if you're a female, is this somebody that you want to deal with for the rest of your life, that you could possibly be stuck with for the rest of your life? If you ask yourself that question and your answer is no, don't fuck with that person. Because if your instincts is telling you no, it may not be a baby. You may be a fucking STD that you have to carry around with the rest of your life. Or, you just never know. So, like, safe sex is one thing, but you really have to understand, like, you're going to give a part of yourself to this person. And if you want an outcome like this shit that I see on my TV screen with Drew and Tracy, this is, or even Stevie and Mimi, that should be enough to just make you stop having sex altogether. So Mimi meets up with K. Michelle in this boxing ring, and you know what? This is where I was clapping for K. Michelle, because K. Michelle said the same thing that I said last week in my last review. She's talking about, Mimi wants to stay in the house, to prevent Jocelyn from being around his child. And she's like, that's the stupidest shit I've ever heard. And I was like, thank you. She's like, a man is going to do what the fuck a man's going to do no matter what you do, for real. If he wants to have sex with this woman, he's going to do it no matter if you're in the house or not. So that's when I was with K. Michelle. K. Michelle's like, drop this nigga. Leave him the fuck alone. But you know what, K. Michelle? As soon as I was trying to agree with you, you fucked up. Because then you turned around and that motherfucking pillow that you had in your pants, like her ass, clearly she's had work done. Like you're almost as bad as Nicki Minaj. Well, you're worse than Nicki Minaj. Because at least nowadays, when I've seen Nicki Minaj lately, it looks more proportional. I don't know if she had it fixed or if she took one out of one cheek and put it in the other and to kind of make it, look better. But K. Michelle, your ass is just all everywhere, and it just looks really, really bad. It looks square. You just need to get that shit redone. Call Nicki Minaj. I'm sure you can have contacts with her and ask her what she did so you can fix your shit. So Dawn and Jocelyn go out to eat, and she's basically saying, okay, you're doing these appearances, you're doing all these hostings, and, you're making X number of dollars without a single. And Jocelyn's like, well, yeah, that's what I've been trying to get Stevie J to realize is, I don't, people are going to get tired of me, doing all these appearances without no new music. And I'm like, well, yeah. So I'm thinking, just right before she said it. So like, what is this contract? Like, why do you even still have to deal with Stevie J in the first place? And so she said that she signed the contract without even too much reading the shit. I'm like, okay, well, bitch, so that's your problem. You just decided to sign away, just thinking everything was going to be taken care of by him. But in legal contracts like that, you have to read and understand and comprehend before you sign shit. Okay? You can't be going around just signing random contracts because you don't know what the fuck kind of legal issue that you could be getting into. And side note, before I move on from that, was anybody else looking at Dawn and thinking like she looks like Toni Braxton? Was I the only one that thought that? If I wasn't, leave it down in the comments. So Mama D meets up with Shay again, and she's looking at Shay. She's like, "Ooh, girl, you so fine. You so this. You so that." I honestly, and the rest of Twitter agrees that Mama D wants Shay's pussycat. Okay, it's as clear as it can be. She wants to fuck Shay and Scrappy, probably in some sort of weird incestual three-way. Like she's too, like, I can understand a meddling mother, want to look out for the best for her son, but she's on some other shit. Like, and then Shay, poor baby, just is delusional and just can't seem to process simple shit. Like, this man is married. Well, he's not married. He's engaged to be married. Okay. You said you guys were so good as friends. Well, that's what he's trying to keep you. Y'all may have had like a little something in the past, but you have to understand what's happening right now. He's moved on. He doesn't want to hurt you, but you're causing yourself to be hurt by putting yourself in this predicament, girl. Let that shit go. And like, it's sad to say because I know I can understand in the ways of how she feels, but this shit isn't worth it, girl. You're too beautiful of a girl to let this shit just fester in you the way that I see that it does. Let that shit go. And what the hell, what crown queen, what kingdom is Mama D saying that she's the queen over? And somebody, I saw Funky Dineva tweeted, like, is she the queen of Lord of the Rings or some shit? Because she looks like somebody else said, a live version of Scar from Lion King. And I was like, yes. I've been trying to figure out what it was, but that's it. The bitch looked like Scar from the motherfucking Lion King. So Tracy comes to Drew's house. I forget what the initial reason was. I guess it's just to see her son or have a family dinner or whatever. And Drew comes to her about, she's like, look, I need $50,000 for this shoe boutique and shit. And she's like, I pay 25 grand, you pay 25 grand, help me invest in this and we can have something together. Tracy's like, oh, if you show that you're trying to be like a family man or trying to keep this family together, I might consider it. Bitch, are you stupid? You clearly told me that you walked down this road before. And like you said, if you trying to, if I invest in this and you hire these other hoes to work there or you do this and do that, like, he's going to do it. You've done it before. Follow the pattern that you've seen before, bitch. If he's done it once, he'll do it again. So Scrappy goes to see Erica's mom, Mignon, whatever the fuck her name is. And at first she's sitting there, he's sitting there, asking, how you doing or whatever. And he's like, she says some rude shit. She's like, how I know you ain't gonna cheat no more? Like, something about that statement, the way she said it just didn't seem right. Like, bitch, That's rude as fuck. Like, we supposed to have a grown conversation, and your attitude right now is like, oh, wait a minute, bitch. You know what I'm saying? And then she's sitting there looking a hot mess while doing it. I don't hurt somebody. Look, Love and Hip Hop. What's that girl name? Who I can't. She ain't be able to call her name right now. But the one who's over this Love and Hip Hop, y'all need to get Mignon, whatever her name is, together on the makeup because she's looking a hot ass mess, and she just needs to work it out because she just never looks together from head to toe. It's just always terrible. It's always a wreck. Work that out. Work that out. And then she tried to come for Scrappy and talked about, you know, how we know you ain't gonna do this, how we know you ain't gonna do that, and how we know you're gonna change. Well, Scrappy's like, well, bitch, you weren't in Erica's life for 5 years due to your own choices and your own addiction. And you said, you know, you wanted to make a change and make it right. Well, that's what the fuck I'm doing. I made my mistakes. I'm trying to make a change and make it right. And then she was just like, shit, he got me. So Stevie J and Jocelyn meet up again in another restaurant, and basically Jocelyn is like, look, I want to see my contract, I want to read my contract, this, that, and the fourth. And Stevie J is dancing around the question. She's like, I ain't going to show you your motherfucking contract. We're going to do X, Y, and Z. And Jocelyn's like, no. We ain't going to do none of that until I see my motherfucking contract. And she's like, and then Stevie's like, you know, I own you, bitch. And I'm like, and Jocelyn's like, bitch, this ain't some motherfucking slavery. You don't own shit. Like, and I'm just like, Stevie, the fact that you didn't show her the contract note, that proves that you're up to some funny shit. Like, just Stevie J is just not a man about shit. So Mimi and K Michelle meet up in Mimi's what's going to be her new apartment. And she's basically like, you know, this is a new beginning. This is a new start. Just take you and your daughter and just get away from all that shit. But then, at the end, did y'all see... sorry, I burped. Did y'all see when K Michelle tried to rub her ass on the table? And did y'all see how it kind of like... It didn't jiggle. It didn't move in and jiggle right. It was like a... Y'all saw it. Y'all saw that shit just looked irregular. So this is the shit. This is the part that I felt some sort of way about. So Mama D comes into the studio and she's trying to say, oh, you know, I agree, you know, with you and what you and Erica got going on. You know, I'm this, I'm that. I'm all for it. Yeah, bullshit. So she says all that, and then she goes into some random rant about 2 shots and something she said. I couldn't follow. I didn't know what the fuck she was talking about. So then Shay walks in, and after she walks in, she's in the confessional talking about some, you know, I feel like you owe me some sort of explanation or da-da-da-da-da. Shay, in reality, Scrappy don't owe you shit. Let's just keep, he really doesn't owe you shit. Y'all were friends, and y'all may have, you know, fucked around a little bit, but for him, that wasn't too much nothing. He's not like he's trying not to hurt you, but you keep putting yourself in position to be hurt. He don't owe you shit. Y'all started as friends. Just stay that way. So Steve feels like all this confusion is going on. He needs to go over to his boyfriend's house, Benzino, and, you know, get some sort of clarity. And long story short, Benzino wasn't having it. Benzino's like, look, you can't have your cake and eat it too. All those days are over. I'm going to need you to take your ass over to Mimi, make shit right with your baby mama, and, you know, leave Jocelyn alone. Like, she don't want to do this no more, and clearly you're going to have to always deal with Mimi, so you might as well make that shit right. And I was like, congratulations to you, Benzino. Even though if you ain't got no neck, you're still making a lot of sense. So the last part of this episode is Stevie brings flowers and some sort of gift for Mimi. And Mimi's like, this is bullshit. She's like, look, I'm moving. And Stevie's like, what the fuck you mean you moving? Like, why are you trying to give up on me? And da-da-da-da-da, his whole spiel. I'm like, Stevie... Mimi's a good one, because the first time that y'all had that conversation, like, I would have been OUT. Like, you clearly have no respect for Mimi. You hardly have respect for Jocelyn. Like, you just don't give a fuck about anybody but yourself and probably your boyfriend. What's the problem? So Mimi gets her shits and starts packing the motherfucking car, and Stevie tries to get up, and one of the producers comes like no, I'm gonna need you to stay right here. And then he starts getting rowdy and shit and trying to fight the producers and trying to get outside to Mimi. By the time he fights this producer, and Mimi's done drove off already, so you fucked up, dude. So that's pretty much the episode, you guys. Like, This, and then next week, I think there's gonna have like a sit down with both the moms of Mama D, McKnown, Scrappy, and Erica, and it's about to get heated between Erica and Mama D. I can't wait because I know I'm gonna have shit to say. I know I'm gonna have shit to say. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next video.